It's me. Good morning! I'm Angelo Castro III.
I'm Angela and we are the Castros.
Tingnan muna.
Oo. Happy, ano ba ngayon? Tuesday,
Happy
June
Tuesday.
18. Oo.
Makulimlim na Tuesday.
Oo nga.
Good morning sa lahat ng Boston fans na magsasaya.
Ano na ba?
Magsasaya
Sila na ang panalo
mamayang
talaga?
konti. Third
Sila na
quarter
lamang?
na po, 25 ang lamang ng Boston Celtics.
Wala. Ayun, oo nga.
If ever manalo sila mamaya since 2008 nag-champion ang huli nila.
Matagal-tagal na rin,
Tagal-tagal
ano?
na rin.
Aba.
Ayan. Alright, madami tayong balita today. That's why let's get it rolling because we're serving you news in a countdown.
All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch.
Punching first on our 10th spot in the countdown are the country's Paris Olympics flag bearers. Boxers Nesty Patesio and Carlo Paalam will carry our flag and lead the Philippine team in the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics. The Philippine Olympic Committee chose the two because of their stellar performance in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, where they nabbed silver medals. Team Philippines currently has 15 Olympians aiming to bring home the bacon. The Paris Olympics will start on July 26 with Signal TV as its official broadcaster in the Philippines.
Ayos. Flag bearer.
Looking forward sa kanila. Si Nesty, medyo muntik na yan mag-podium finish sa Olympics Konti na lang Sayang. Pero this time around, tignan natin.
15 yung athletes natin.
15 athletes, not counting pa yung resulta ng FIBA qualifier sa basketball.
Ayun.
So baka pumasok pa ang basketball team yung Gilas.
Siyempre, go Team Philippines! Okay, sige, let's continue with our countdown. Coming in at our 9th spot, the nation's girl group Bini is now the Philippines' top artist on Spotify, surpassing Taylor Swift. The group has become the country's most listened to singer according to Spotify charts. They first entered the charts in February and have been in the ranking before reaching the peak spot. Bini, which has over 6 million monthly listeners on Spotify, is known for their hit songs Pantropico and Salamin Salamin. The top artist was previously Taylor Swift, who held the spot for nearly 1,000 days. Congratulations sa Bini. Talagang
Taylor Swift
there's
lang naman.
no stopping Bini.
Nagulat nga ako na may ganyan na pala.
Oo.
Tapos
Nung mga panahon daw natin,
Oo.
ang Bini noon, yung sex bomb dancers.
Panahon ko, hindi pa ata pinanganak mga Bini.
Oo, wala pa.
Oo. Pero
Ang
congrats,
dami, ang tawag dun pala sa
Oo.
mga supporters and fans ng Bini ay blooms.
Blooms?
Oo, yun ang tawag
Bakit
sa
Bini
kanila.
ang
Di ba
pangalan?
pagka BTS Army,
Oo.
kapag Bini blooms.
Bakit nga? Ano ibig sabihin
Hindi
ng
ko pa-
Bini?
Bini yung pangalan nila. Pero,
What does it mean nga?
Di ko alam.
Oo.
Don't ask
Research
me.
nga kasi.
Bini-bini.
Okay.
Bini-bini.
Bini-bini naman pala.
Oo, pa-
Galing na
mga
direct. Galing ni Direct Marvin, alam na alam.
Yes, of course. Pero alam natin yung kanta nila yung Pantropico, lagi natin narinig
narinig
sa
ko yan.
radio yan. Tsaka talagang usong-uso.
Taylor Swift
Sila rin
lang.
yung sila rin yung nag-perform sa libreng event
Yes,
ng
yung na-cancel.
government.
Yung na-trending the other day.
Oo, yung tinigil nila actually yung performance nila dahil nagkakagulo ng
Crowd
yung
control
tao.
daw issue. Crowd control issue.
Alright, let's move forward.
Authorities warned the public against the purchase and consumption of unregistered imported dietary pills. The Food and Drug Administration says several brands have no certificate of product registration. Now, the FDA also asked the Bureau of Customs to restrain the entry of unregistered imported products. It stressed that the manufacture, sale, and distribution of unregistered products are prohibited.
Now let's talk more about the warning from FDA.
We have with us FDA Director General Dr. Samuel Zacate joining us live via Zoom. Magandang umaga, Doc.
Magandang umaga po, sir. Magandang araw po sa mga nanonood po here in Brunch. Thank you very much for inviting us.
Of course.
Doc, how dangerous is it to yung consumption, yung paggamit ng mga produkto, especially mga diet pills na hindi pala registered? Ano yung magiging problema dito? Anong common products na nakikita natin na pumapasok sa ating bansa?
Basically, sir, if a product is registered in the FDA, the public is safe to say that it passes the stringent requirements of our agency. So it passes the safety, efficacy, and the quality aspect ng ating regulatory agency. When we issue yung tinatawag naming Certificate of Product Registration, it will tell the patient or the public kung ano lang po yung approved na indication.
Okay.
So in this case, if the product is approved for dietary, no, para slimming, kumbaga anti-obesity, makakagarantiya tayo na yung produkto na yon ligtas, efficient, and nagdaan sa masusing proseso. So papasok dun sa aspeto na yon, if the product is not registered, now the public is not sure if it is safe or totally indicated yung kanyang indication or yung kanyang paggamit. So, it will compromise the public health in general po talaga.
Ayun na nga po, sir. No? So, paano po ba malalaman ng mga consumers natin, paano nila ma-determine kung yung mga products na binibili nila ay FDA approved?
Okay po. May dalawang channel po kasi ang isang gamot, lalo na yung mga ganyan anti-obesity na medicine. It's either it is imported coming from other countries na pupunta rito sa Pilipinas or we manufactured it at ginagamit ng publiko. Ngayon, on the packaging itself, doon sa may mismong gamot, meron doon tinatawag na number or approval number sa likod ng kanilang mga boxes. That is one way of checking it physically. So, pero meron pa rin po tayo tinatawag na FDA verification portal. It is a list of all the approved and registered product na nagdaan po sa ating Food and Drug Administration. Nasa website lang po namin yon. They just tap the FDA verification portal, mayroon dudong search, lalagay lang po nila yung brand name at makikita na po nila agad-agaran kung yan po ay rehistrado or not.
You're talking about, Doc, na yung safety na if isang produkto ay nag-register sa inyo, at least may protection ng ating mga consumers. Paano kung registered nga ang product pero ang gamit niya is off-label?
Ang ganda ng tanong.
Yes, paano po mangyayari dyan?
Okay po. Actually, yung sinasabi po ni Sir na off-label practice, yun po yung if a drug is indicated for a certain disease at ang isang consumer o isang pasyente ginamit niya outside dun sa approval.
Yeah.
We call that off-label practice. No, the FDA, ang aming mandato po is within the bounds of the registration. If we do off-label practice, it is the practice of the doctor who advises that the patient should go otherwise with the approved therapeutic indication. So, it's a matter of discernment of the doctor. Ang problema dyan, sir, sa off-label practice na yan, for example, isang gamot, para po daw ito sa sipon.
Yes.
Sabi ni Doc, pwede mong gamitin yan pampapayat. Pero hindi po namin rehistrado as pampapayat, pang-ubo lang. So, si Doc, he can advise it. Ngayon, it's a matter of risk on the part of the doctor and the consumer. Kapag may nangyari sa pasyente, it's a matter of question of medical practice.
Okay. So yung
It
liability...
is outside the bounds of the FDA kasi nandun lang kami sa produkto.
Okay,
Ngayon po, ang problema sa Pilipinas, wala po tayong tinatawag na off-label practice law. We do not punish the act itself. So ang hihintayin lang po ng pasyente kapag nagkaroon ng side effect at hindi sila informed at hindi pala yung rehistrado sa amin, then they can go to the doctor for prescribing the medicine outside the registered indication.
Okay. Linaw.
Pero yun nga po, no, so sabi nga po nila, talamak ngayon yung mga diet pills ngayon, unregistered sila. Pero meron po bang penalty or ano yung penalty dun sa mga sellers na falsely claiming yung product sila ay FDA approved? Especially, paano rin po ma-regulate yung mga binibenta sa online?
Una po, simulan po natin dun sa tanong na If
Falsely
it is not
claiming. Oo.
registered in the FDA, it punish the law. Punish
Nako.
it. The act itself.
Nako. Doc Samuel, oo. Yeah, medyo nawawala-wala si Doc kasi yung signal ata. Doc, can you hear us now?
Put the
Oo, baka we can fix the line muna bago natin tuluyang kausapin si Doc para
Oh,
mas
nag-freeze
maganda yung
yung signal niya
mga
eh.
information na masabi niya sa atin, mas maintindihan din ng ating
Very important
viewers.
information yan eh.
Oo, sige, let's try to contact him again. Doc, can you hear us? Wala.
Yun.
yes, very much.
Yun,
Ayan,
no,
okay
kasi
na,
kayo
okay.
po
Wala po.
nagpuputol-putol
Sige,
kayo,
fix na
Doc
lang.
eh. Oo.
Baka signal ko po.
Opo.
Yan, okay na. Okay
Yan,
na ata.
better po. So, you were saying
Okay na
po
po.
about the unregistered pills na yung mga penalty po natin sa mga sellers na unregistered po yung binibenta nila.
Isa-isahin po natin, kapag ang isang produkto po is unregistered, it is punishable by law. So, ang batas po na nagpapunish yan is the Republic Act 9711, which is the Food and Drug Administration Act. So, the mere fact it is unregistered, punishable po yan. Meron po yung penalty of 50,000 but not exceeding 500,000 and the jail time. And or jail time. So, dun pa lang sa fact na minarket mo yung produkto at walang rehistro sa amin, pwede na po kayong parusahan.
Okay.
So second po, ang susunod na po tanong dyan, DG, Director General, ang dami na nga po unregistered, nagtalamak po, nagagamit, nakikita po namin sa online. So nakikita po namin na nandyan po sa merkado at ano po ang ginagawa ng FDA through that. So meron po kami continuous monitoring sa mga online platforms. We always tell the online seller or online platforms to take down the product at meron silang listahan yon. They have easy access to us through the FDA verification portal. The problem with it is the jurisdictional aspect and the attitude of the online or illegal online sellers. Kasi once they take down the product, they can always create a new account and create a new one. Ngayon po, ang proseso po kasi sa FDA, we must serve a summon. We must serve a notice to those violators. And most of those violators, they do not have a physical office. So, yung iba dyan, ginagamit lang po nila sa bahay nila,
Yes.
di namin matunton, or meron man
Minsan,
silang
resellers
condominium,
lang
lilipat lang po sila. So, yun po yung hirap na hindi lang po naman ang ahensya ng FDA din, may maski sa ibang ahensya, nahihirapan din po kami talagang tuntunin yung mga illegal sellers na yan. So, kaya nga po this year, we will collaborate with the NBI, National Bureau of Investigation. We will coordinate also with the CIDG to have a one unified regulatory agency and enforcement agency para po kami po ay magkaroon po ng pagsisisure o pagsisita dun sa mga online seller because it is very dangerous to the public.
Yes.
On the current system, hirap kami. I will admit that hirap kami na patigilin or completely pahintuin. So ang ginagawa namin ngayon is tinutone down namin. So it is also not on the obligation of FDA alone. Kasi dapat partner po yan eh. For example, ang consumer at ang FDA regulatory agency, they must be a partner para totally ma-eliminate. Kasi po, kapag yung mga unregistered product and mga peking produkto na yan, walang tumangkilik. Yan po hihinto naman eventually. So, andyan naman po ang mga mekanismo ng Food and Drug Administration to verify the product. The consumer must only be aware on how to verify it.
Siguro,
So, it's a tandem po. Kailangan po namin ng partner ng public dito. Kasi yan nga po, wala naman pong tatangkilik, wala naman pong peke kung wala naman tumatangkilik.
Correct.
As for us, we will coordinate through Intel, we will collaborate with the law enforcement agency para dun talaga sa mga pasaway, maturuan po natin ang leksyon.
Totoo yan. Siguro paalalahanan na lang din po natin yung publiko at mapaliwanag po sa kanila kung ano po ba yung risk, 'di ba, na gagawin po nila sa kanilang mga sarili, sa kanilang kalusugan sa pag-take po nitong mga unregistered na mga diet pills.
Basically po ganito po yan. The basic tenet of the medicine is the benefit must outweighs the risk. So, kaya po tayo umiinom ng gamot lahat naman po ng gamot may side effect yan. So, wala naman po tayong lusot dyan. Even the food supplement, pag napasobra, may side effect. Pero the basic na dapat nasa mind ng isang consumer o isang pasyente, that yung ginagamit mo, mas marami ang benepisyo kumpara sa risk. Now, if the medicine is not prescribed or indicated for a certain disease at nagdaan sa FDA, kasi meron po kami tinatawag na mga clinical trials, may mga
Yes.
masususi kaming proseso na para sabihin na yung gamot na yun, para dito. Ngayon, kapag yun po, hindi nagdaan sa amin, it's a very high risk compared to the benefit. So, it's a matter of the choice of the consumer kasi andyan naman po ang makinarya. Kahit sabihin po ng FDA na ito lang siya, para dito lang. Pero kung gusto talaga niya i-take yung risk, hindi po yan makakaganda sa inyong kalusugan.
Exactly.
Mamaya, akala ninyo po nakakatipid
Yeah,
kayo.
oo.
Sinabi
Yun
lang po
pala.
ng kapitbahay ninyo, bukas-bukas po, nagkakaroon na po kayo ng mga major side effects.
Yun,
Buti
basta,
sana kung side effects lang.
basta in essence,
Magka-complicate pa sa
Oo.
sariling kalusugan. Oo.
basta the
Kasi minsan
benefits
po ang mga
na
consumers natin, madali pong madala yan sa mga sabi-sabi ng mga nakasubok na.
Right.
Pero ang problema po kasi doon, it's a case-to-case basis. Saka sometimes,
Yeah.
testimonial lang naman po yun ng mga consumers. How can we be sure that the effect is consistent, lalo na sa mga anti-obesity pills, that is consistent with each other patient? And the benefits outweighs that and the side effects is very minimal compared to the dose that they are taking. Kasi paulit-ulit po nilang
Yes,
iti-take yan.
Okay.
Yun, so
Alright.
basta yun, the benefits outweighs the risk. Yan. Well said, Doc. With that, thank you
Thank you
very
po.
much for joining us, FDA Director General Dr. Samuel Zacate.
Thank you po.
Thank
Good
you.
morning.
Coming up, former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque defended himself after authorities obtained documents bearing his name in the raided Pogo hub in Porac, Pampanga.
And what was the armed forces of the Philippines' response to the recent accusations of China?
Dami pa.
Dami tayong
pang balita.
pag-uusapan.
May init.
Correct. And we are just getting started, mga kapatid. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. watching Brunch here on One News.
Uy,
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Good morning sa mga ka-brunch natin. Maraming salamat sa mga message na pinapadala nyo. Of course, Alex Fuentes, mga stickers. Ito, si Mig Zebron. Good morning daw kay Angela and Diego. Ralph Domingo, let's go Boston daw. Ako, mukhang mag-champion tayo pag Boston. And then, si Sam Pokemon Go, good morning daw. Anong shades? Shades na po ako, iyak na go kasi maverick siya. Kasi
Yung mga ano yan dun sa mga kakatunin lang, yung mga binabasa po ni Diego ngayon, ay yung mga comments natin from Facebook accounts.
Kasi meron pa tayong YouTube account na hindi pa natin nababasa.
Oo. Ito si Gary ko sa YouTube, nabasa ko na siya. Hello Gary, sabi ang bilis ko daw itong lumipat from kabilang studio to here. But of course, batiin ko lang din ito si Erica Santos, si Tito Naldi Cancio, na laging nanonood sa atin.
Si Vlad.
Si Sam Pokemon Go, yan.
Kasi Mother Earth.
Of course.
Good morning.
Sige, let's continue with our countdown. Ranking 7th are the 3 OFW victims of a fire in Kuwait. Their remains have arrived in the country yesterday. The grief-stricken families of Jesus Lopez, Edwin Petras Petilla, and Jeffrey Cayubay emotionally welcomed their remains at the People's Air Cargo and Warehousing Center in Naiya. 6 Filipinos survived the fire in the crowded dormitory building in Kuwait on June 12, while 2 OFWs are still under intensive care unit. 49 people died from the said fire. The Overseas Worker Welfare Administration, or OWA, assured the family of the victims that they will cover the burial expenses. They will also offer scholarship grants to the children of the 3 OFWs.
Ang OWA, mayroong alalay na bibigay na bereavement and funeral and other benefits were 220. And ang kumpanya ay magbibigay rin ng $10,000, ang Kuwait government $15,000 at inaasikaso pa natin ang insurance. So lahat yan, masasagot na kaagad yan.
Okay, prayers sa mga namatayan. And yung nasa ICU pa, sana they pull
Bumuti
through.
yung kalagayan
Make it, we're all rooting for them. Of course, they went out of the country to provide for their families. So nakakalangkot naman kung ganyan na mangyayari, tragic accident pa.
We send our condolences to the families. And of course, dun sa lahat-lahat, 49 kasi died and more of them are Indian nationals. So, these are...
All of them, prayers for all of them.
All of them, no? Tapos ito kasi ay dormitory ng mga workers, diba? So, ang mga employers naman itong mga Filipino, mga kababayan natin na nadamay doon, are very cooperative, sabi nga sa atin ni Secretary Hans Leo Cacta, in terms of, coordinating doon sa mga pwede nilang maibigay dito sa victim.
Mabilis ang response nila.
Yes. Oo. And then, of course, iniimbestigahan pa nila kasi kung ano talaga yung naging cause ng fire. Sabi nila kasi there were 20 gas stoves ang present doon. So, maaaring nag-contribute din yun. Kaya if you will see daw yung mga victims, walang mga sugat talaga Gas inhalation. Yung kinamatay or yung dalawang nasa ICU ng kanilang naging problema din.
Saka ibang Kuwaiti officials nagagalit dahil medyo overcrowded daw ang ginawa ng may-ari ng building
Yun ang dapat
hinayaan niya mag-overcrowd daw per unit ang mga tao doon, which is also poses a safety risk, plus may ikakaroon ng problema sa mga insurance sa building and kung may mangyari, buti na lang naayos sila lang mabuti.
Yes. And they have to check also, if I'm not mistaken, yung mga fire exit ata doon, may mga nakaharang din. Parang yun yung sinabi ng ibang mga pamilya.
Hindi sila compliant.
Oo. At saka nakakaawa din kasi bago namatay itong mga to, nakausap pa nila yung pamilya nila. Diba? The day before or yung mismong araw na hindi na siya nasusunog daw yung lugar nila, hindi sila makalabas. So, it's really painful doon sa family na.
Pag baba mo ng phone, wala na pala.
Yes.
Anyway, okay, let's move on. 21 seafarers from Houthi-attacked ship have safely returned to the Philippines. One Filipino crew member, however, remains missing following the June 12 attack. The Migrant Workers Department says search operations is underway. The MW officials are also set to meet to discuss possible amendments to their policy on the Red Sea.
Etong mga nangyari recently, susuriin natin muli yung patakaran na yan. Kasi ang titingnan natin, ayon sa record, may consent ng seafarers, no? But we want to look at that closely, kung paano isinagawa yung consent, number one. And number two, kung paano tinupad ng ship owner yung mga regulasyon na binanggit ko. We want to review the current policy and see how else we can make the policy stronger.
Kung paano tinanggap yung consent, kung na-explain ba fully sa mga seafarers natin.
Kababayan, oo.
Ano yung risk involved?
Oo.
Tapos yung mga protocol daw kung susunurin ng sinunod ng shipping line.
For context lang,
Yeah.
Diego, sige, explain mo nga sa kanila ano yung consent to sail.
Ikaw
Ako ba?
mag-explain. Ako pinapa-explain, ikaw ang may alam dyan.
Hindi, kasi for context lang din, di ba? Dahil may mga ruta po dyan na hindi po pwedeng daanan, di ba? So ngayon, meron pong consent to sail na maaaring pirmahan ng ating mga kababayan, mga
Yes,
crew members, kung okay pa rin naman sa kanila na maglayag doon sa area na yon, pero bibigyan sila ng karapatang dagdag na benepisyo or
Naka-explain yung risk sa
bayad.
kanila.
Yung risk. Pero pwede silang hindi rin sumama, 'di ba? So ang nangyari po dito sa 21 or 22 seafarers natin, meron daw silang consent to sail. So yung sinasabi ni Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak, they have to revisit yung policy doon, anong klaseng consent to sail yung naibigay sa
Yes.
kanila, na-explain ba sa kanila, naintindihan ba, etc.
Parang yun parang sa call center, may graveyard
Yeah,
shift.
oo.
Tapos may consent to, parang may hazard pay. Tapos kailangan i-inform sa'yo, ano ba graveyard shift? Is it 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock? So dapat sa seafarers, yung sinasabi mo, i-explain sa kanila saan tayo dadaan, di ba? Ano yung risk na pwede natin punta. Kung kunyari, Somalia, mga pirates ba ang mga pirata ba? Oo,
sasalubong sa
sasalubong
ito. Or
sila, oo.
sana, pwede rin nilang i-revisit kung baka, yung pinag-uusapan din natin yesterday, na baka po pwede i-temporary ban na lang muna, wag na lang muna payagan yung mga...
ruta na yun.
Yung ruta na yun talaga, wag nang magbigay ng consent to sail. And if you will talk to the families nga nitong 21 seafarers na nakauwi dito, masaya sila. Of course, na yung pamilya nila nakauwi dito, ligtas, walang nangyari. Sinasabi nila, hindi na daw nila muna papaalisin yung kanilang mga kaanak kasi mahirap na. Sabi, paano? Diba? Ano yung pagkakakitaan ninyo? Sabi nila, maghahanap na lang sila dito ng pwede nilang pagkakitaan kesa daw sila ay yung nangangamba, no? Yung worry nila na alam nila yung family nila ay nasa in danger. But what's more, kumbaga, saddening right now is yung isang naiiwan doon.
Yung nawawala.
Nawawala. Sabi nila, supposedly, baka daw nasa engine room kaya hindi nakita. Itong 21 Filipino crew member na to, they, parang they held out, no, as much as they can to make sure na mahanap nila tong isa, pero unfortunately, hindi nga daw nila mahanap. But we are still hoping.
Sana nagtatago lang siya.
We are still hoping na bago pa talagang tuluyang masira yung barko doon kasi palutang-lutang
Yes,
yun eh. Pero may marami na daw tubig ang pumasok, di ba? Na ongoing pa rin naman yung search and rescue na operations na ginagawa nila doon. But we are still hoping pa rin.
Saka titignan ata ng DMW is if ever magkakaroon ng revisit of yung consent to sail issue na yan, kung iba-blacklist nila yung area na yon, yung corridor na yon kung saan dumadaan na may hazard, baka naman kasi other European liners that pass naman in Western Europe, pwede silang mag-accept ng seafarers na yon na hindi papayagan sa Middle East. Kumbaga, may possible other opportunity to earn money in a different route. Pero tinitignan pa nila lahat yon because we don't know how long this conflict sa Israel will draw out.
Exactly.
And hanggang may conflict din sa Israel between Israel and Palestine, the Iran-backed Houthi rebels will continue
Their condemnation by, di ba? Harassing yung mga dumadaan dun sa kanila.
Yes.
Alright, let's move forward to our next topic for today. Landing on the 5th spot are mini scam hubs. The Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commissioner PAOK said the number of mini scam hubs are rising amid the focus on raiding illegal Pogo hubs. Now, PAOK spokesperson Winston Casio said the number of mini scam hubs are rising, particularly in Metro Manila and Central Luzon. He said mini scam hubs are more confident to operate. Unlike the usual Pogo hubs that occupy hectares of land, mini scam hubs can operate in smaller spaces like apartments and condo units.
yung naging paraan nila to adjust, to adapt was they disintegrated, they divided themselves into smaller groups. The problem here is the problem is that they actually operate in plain sight. So masyado silang, how would I call it? Masyado silang kampante.
So ito siguro yung mga parang nahuli sa yung recently,
Saan?
yung scam hub sa subdivision.
Yung sa Paranaque.
Oo.
Pero ano yun medyo malalaki din tsaka maraming establishments. Itong sinasabi nilang mini scam hubs, yun yung parang per condo unit lang. Tapos maliliit talaga. Hindi mo mapapansin na, kung ikaw nasa labas ng condo unit na yun, hindi mo mapapansin na sa loob nun may nangyayaring online gambling.
Parang may narinig ako na sa Ortigas, nagpo-post daw as BPOs na maliliit. Yung mga small BPOs, pag pinasok mo daw yung loob ng BPO na yon, makikita mo daw, kunyari, 10-15 employees pero may 100 cellphones. Diba? Yung pala, doon na nagsisimula yung mga pagbablast na yung mga text loans, diba?
Yes, oo. Kaya ngayon, tama ka dyan. Kaya yung dole ngayon, sinasabi nila, they're trying to not trying, but they are banning also yung mga work from home setup ng Pogo. Kasi nga, hindi sila nagbaban, binaban nila yung pagbibigay ng alien employment permit. Diba? Doon sa mga foreign workers na maaari nagsiset up nga ng ganito ng mga mini scam hubs sa iba't ibang condo or apartment.
You can ban it, pero how will you know na yun ang gagawin nila? Kasi they could apply for an AEP sa isang company na front. Kasi pag ginagawa ng mga ibang Pogo dyan, it starts out as mag-a-apply ka as a legal gaming, offshore gaming ka eh. And all of a sudden, pwede mong who's to stop you kung lalabas ka ng premises, pupunta ka sa mga mini scam hubs na yan. We don't even know kung anong link ng mga mini scam hubs sa mga actual Pogo na ito.
Yes.
Kung sila pa rin yun na nag-branch out lang.
Baka satellite lang sila per area.
Kasi for example, nasa Tarlac yung illegal na Pogo na yan. Tapos nag-open sila ng maliit na scam hub sa Ortigas or sa Makati, di ba? Hindi mo alam eh.
Saka ang mahirap lang dyan, kasi kung mga mini scam hubs na nasa apartment or condo, syempre kailangan makipag-coordinate ka. Kasi private ano yan eh. Di ba area, you have to coordinate with the association, yung management, etc. So, doon naman sa Pampanga, yung governor doon, di ba, nagsabi na siya na magdo-door to door daw sila sa mga areas doon. Kasi nga, dito nga sa issue ng mini scam hubs or mini Pogo hubs doon sa area nila. So, they will start yung investigating by doing door-to-door. So, parang, ano ba yung census? Di ba?
Random. Di mo pwede lahatin yan. Ang dami nun.
Dami nun, oo. Pero I think, baka dito din sa Metro Manila, they'll do that as well dahil parami ng parami. But moving forward to our next story for today.
Now, sizzling at our fourth spot is another government website hacking. The Maritime Industry Authority, or Marina, confirmed that its 4 web-based systems suffered data breaches. Marina said their systems were attacked and compromised by unknown hackers. Despite this, their hacked systems are still operational for the submission and processing of applications. Marina is now investigating the cyber attack with the Department of Information and Communications Technology.
Hindi pa natin alam kung anong klaseng hacking yung ginawa nila eh.
Galing kaya sa Pogo Hub to?
Ayun lang. Kasi di ba dun sa Bamban, meron daw, Tarlac ba yun?
Ito yun
yung may link.
sa Bamban Tarlac. Nakita nila nung renade nila, yung isang hub doon na illegal. Sila ang source ng...
May mga gumagawang hacking,
Hindi mo nila na-point out which specific website ang hinak nila. Pero they're doing hacking activities. So, hindi natin alam. Ang dami ng...
Saka anong klaseng hacking yung ginawa? Did they, kumbaga, di ba yung sa PhilHealth before, nagkaroon sila ng parang unang, anong tawag doon?
Ransom, malware ransom para may Trojan.
Diba? Sinabi na, sige, pag di nyo kami binigyan ng ganitong klaseng halaga, ilalabas namin sa dark web yung mga impormasyon na hack namin, di ba, sa PhilHealth, yun ang sinasabi na. Dito, yun ang hindi natin alam.
Kasi may mga several kinds of hacking, yung tinatawag nilang ransom hacking.
Yes.
They will, yung entire data mo, they will keep it to themselves until you can pay them.
Hold
Sinasabi mo nga,
hostage.
kung hindi, lalabas namin sa dark web. Or, totally hindi ka bibigyan ng access sa system files mo at sa mga importanteng files until you pay them.
Yes.
May kanya-kanyang style yung mga yan eh. Or totally, yung mga talagang radical hackers, they will shut down your system, take control of your system. Oo. And nag-S. Ayun.
Alright,
Oy!
sige, balikan natin yung usapin sa Pogo, yung mga maliliit na, yung sinasabi na mini scam hubs.
hubs,
Ano? To get more information about this, we have PAOK spokesperson Winston Casio.
Good morning, Spokes. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, good morning, Angelo and Angel.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Spokes, no, anong klase mga scam po ang karaniwan po ginagawa sa mga scam hubs na ito? Parang ngayon ko lang narinig itong mini scam hubs. Is this new in concept or born out of yung Pogo?
Well, we've been noticing this situation as of late last year. Ang napansin kasi namin, after we've been raiding the big hubs, the big
Okay.
scam farms, they've transitioned into smaller ones, probably because they've adapted para para hindi sila mahuli lahat sa minsanan lang na operation.
Okay.
So, we've noticed this in Metro Manila and Central Luzon. Nasa maliliit silang mga apartment buildings, apartment complexes, and condominiums, and even dito sa mga posh subdivisions dito sa Metro Manila.
Yes.
Pero here in Metro Manila, anong pong city specifically yung merong mas maraming mini scam hubs na na-record po natin at namomonitor?
Yung monitor po namin ay nandito sa Southern Metro Manila, no? So, basically, nandyan sila sa mga magagandang mga condominium units, no?
Okay.
We don't want to
Yes.
name the condominium
Yes.
units, no? But they're in really good condominium units dito sa southern part of Metro Manila.
And then sorry, go ahead.
Gusto ko lang din po malaman kasi kung nakapag-coordinate na rin po kayo dito sa mga apartment or condo management na sinasabi niyo po na possibly ito po ay nag-ooperate sila ng mga mini scam hubs sa kanilang area.
Yeah, as of now, wala pa kaming coordination doon sa mga condominium corporations. But what we've done so far ay we have coordinated with our partner agencies, no? So, together with PAGCOR and the ALG, we already met the licensed IGL. That was, I think, last Monday yata yon. Then, we're planning to meet naman next time would be the next town hall would be the LGUs. Then after the LGUs, we're planning to meet naman the condominium developers as well as mga building owners, no? Just to apprise them of this situation.
Okay. Spokes, Winston, I'd like to ask kasi recently po, ang tanong ng mga marami is, laganap po ang mga online or text, mga blast that link you to certain loan sharks. Are these loan sharks? Karamihan po makikita rin natin to na nanggagaling sa mga scam hubs na ito, yung mini scam hubs?
Ito kasi nga mga scamming na ito, itong mga ang tawag natin mga OLA, no? Online lending application. These are all born out of the scamming industry. So, in fact, we raided one in Makati last year. Hindi lang namin natuloy-tuloy sapagkat napakarami po nila, no? So, I think thank you for reminding us. I think we need to revisit this particular problem again.
Yes.
We need to talk to probably yung ibang mga financial technology applications like Maya and GCash. We need to talk to them again. We need to revisit them and come up with a good plan against this OLA, this online lending applications na nagiging problema na rin po.
Oo, pati yung mga money remittances po, di ba?
Yeah. Sad to say, nagkaroon talaga ng scamming industry dito sa Pilipinas.
Oo po. Yung ano po, yung sa usapin naman po ng mga SIM cards, kasi nakita po namin dun sa mga raid na ginawa ninyo, particularly dito sa may Porac, Pampanga, napakaraming cellphone. So yung maraming cellphone na po na yun, marami rin pong SIM card doon.
Yeah. Actually, Angel, may problema talaga tayo with regards to the SIM card registration. We met with the National Telecommunication Commission last year because we raided one scam farm dyan sa may Pasay last August 1.
Right.
Noong August 1, 2023, we've seen, if I'm not mistaken, almost more than 2,000 registered SIM cards.
Wow.
So we've seen registered SIM cards in all of these Pogo hubs, scam farms that we have raided, no? So in fact, dito sa Porac, mas nakakabahala kasi we found cloning devices. So medyo malaking problema yan kasi you just insert one SIM card and you can
Totoo.
clone
That's right.
so many numbers with particular one SIM card, no? So we really, again, this is a very complex problem. This is highly sophisticated. It has so many overarching problems. This really requires a whole of government approach.
Right.
Yes, Sir Winston, I'd also like to take this opportunity to talk about, of course, yung si suspended Mayor Alice Guo. Kailan na po ang target date ng pag-file niyo po ng kaso laban sa kanya?
We've given ourselves Friday as the deadliest deadline
The
to be
deadliest
able
deadline.
to finally,
Okay.
to be able to finally submit the complaints, to file the complaints for the Department of Justice. In fact, we're meeting today, this afternoon, to be able to fresh out the documents finally and start drafting the complaint affidavits and conclude the drafting no later than Thursday. So we are fully prepared by Monday. This is a interagency effort, no?
Yes. All right, we will continue to get in touch with
Yes.
you regarding these details, yung mga updated po natin ng mga information regarding this. But for the meantime, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, PAOK spokesperson Winston Casio.
Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay kayo.
Naano ako doon sa sinabi ni Spokes Winston May scamming industry na tayo.
Oo, naku.
Nakakalungkot naman ito.
Mahaba-habang usapin yan. Bukas siguro pwede natin balikan yan. But moving forward, ano na bang ating nasa top 3? Moving over now to our top 3, former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque denies any involvement in Pogo operations. Now, this comes after documents bearing his signatures were found in a raid of a Pogo hub in Porac, Pampanga. Roque says the papers were just appointment records of his former executive assistant, Albert de la Serna. According to the former palace spokesperson, de la Serna served as his IT staff who managed his social media accounts. He adds that de la Serna, who was a former male pageant contestant, came from a political party. Or family, rather. Oo, napanood ko yung binigay niyang pahayag na yan ni former spokesperson Harry Roque.
Yeah.
Na galing nga daw ito sa political family at yung mga background na kapag tapos ang pag-aaral, may background sa IT, etc. Dahil tinutuligsa siya ngayon ng netizen, ano?
Yes.
Dahil nakita nga dun sa document containing na
May link.
May link siya pero wala naman daw criminal. So,
Oo. Just that, in other words, may link of affinity dahil magkakilala.
Oo. Kumbaga sabi nga nila, as of now, wala pang criminal liability yung document na nakita nila. But ang sinasabi ng netizen, of course, nagsama siya ng EA, pero 'di ba, anong ginawa doon?
Yeah, correct.
Yun ang ng mga netizen. Kasi ang kanyang dahilan is meron siyang coronary stent and diabetic siya. Kailangan niya ng assistant with him.
Well, you cannot take away yung pagkakahaka ng mga netizens. It's because, of course, there's an ongoing issue ngayon with regards to yung politics, di ba? You have si Harry Roque, former spokesperson of former President Rodrigo Duterte, who brought in not really brought in, but who naglaganap ang Pogo hubs during his time, di ba? And all of a sudden, things like this are happening left and right. So, syempre madaming conspiracy theories out there na ididikit-dikit lahat yung mga ano na yan.
Sabi niya, baka sakali daw, baka doon tumira yung dati. Kasi dati niyang kliyente, yung isang kumpanya doon, na nalilink ngayon sa, sa Pogo Hub sa Porac, Pampanga. So sabi niya, yung isang kliyente niya, may mga papeles. Yung nakita kasi yung letter niya na nag-request ng visa para nga dito sa kanyang former EA. So, alright. So, ano ba? Kasi ito kasi si Albert de la Albert ba pangalan niya? De la Cerde.
Yeah.
Dati siyang Mr. Supranational
Pero
pageant.
Lilabas, yun ang kasi unang nilabas Spoke Sari Roque link to former male pageant.
Oo.
Ganun kaagad kasi ang context na lumabas sa online.
Pero
diba?
yun nga, sabi nga, paglilinaw lang ulit na, para lang maayos natin itong usapin natin. Wala, so far ngayon, walang criminal liability itong documents na nakita nila doon. Marami kasi nga ngayon, unti-unting umuusbong. Kasi, di ba, 10 days nga yung ginawang raid ng PAOK sa Porac, Pampanga. So, unti-unti nilang nauungkat yung mga papeles na nandoon, kung sino yung mga possible link.
Mga cellphones, buksan mo isa-isa yan.
Kaya
Check mo.
maganda talaga maimbestigahan kung sino-sino talaga yung nalilink dito sa Pogo para mapanagot sila.
Dahil Tuesday pa lang, high blood na sa lahat sa atin. Ay, nako, don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo. Please
Stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on One News, and we were talking about kanina yung Houthi attack, and may update. May update ka?
Yes, yung sa MV Tutor Red Sea, 'di ba? Yung 21 Filipino crew members are back here in the Philippines, may isang nawawala, pero sa masamang balita po, nakakalungkot na balita, kinumpirma ng White House na patay na ang nawawalang Pinoy matapos atakihin ng grupong Houthi ang MV Tutor sa Red Sea. Ito po ay kinumpirma na rin ni Department of Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak. Ito po yung pagkamatay ng naturang tripulante.
Sad news indeed.
Yan yung hinahanap nila.
We were hoping, as of kaninang umaga pa na but unfortunately, wala pa tayong details sa circumstances.
Wala pa tayong details kung saan siya nakita, di ba, paano siya nakita, na-inform na ba yung family niya, etc. But of course, we are sending our condolences and prayers to the family.
Because stay tuned na lang for updates. Okay, let's move on. Going straight to our top two, a Reuters investigation reveals that the U.S. military launched a secret disinformation campaign against China's COVID-19 vaccine. Here's the report.
In a bombshell investigative report published June 14, Reuters reported that at the height of the pandemic, the U.S. military ran a secret smear campaign against China's COVID-19 vaccine Sinovac here in the Philippines. Citing former and current U.S. military officials, Reuters said the secret campaign aimed to, quote, counter what it perceived as China's growing influence in the Philippines, a nation hit especially hard by the deadly virus. The report added that this campaign aimed to sow doubt about the safety and efficacy of vaccines and other life-saving aid that was being supplied by China. The U.S. Pentagon supposedly used fake accounts on social media to impersonate Filipinos complaining about the quality of face masks and test kits from China, as well as the Sinovac vaccine, the first COVID-19 jab to be made available in the country. Reuters described this as China's propaganda efforts that morphed into an anti-vax campaign. Reuters identified at least 300 accounts on X, formerly Twitter, that matched the descriptions shared by former U.S. military officials familiar with the propaganda campaign. The report said almost all of these fake accounts were created in the summer of 2020 and that they centered on the slogan, China ang virus or China is the virus. While the U.S. military started by targeting Filipinos, the propaganda campaign supposedly expanded beyond Southeast Asia before it was terminated in mid-2021. Reuters estimates that the U.S. military's fake accounts racked up tens of thousands of followers during the program, which took place during the last 2 years of the Duterte administration. The disinformation campaign was said to have started under former President Donald Trump and continued months into the Biden presidency. At a news conference, China's foreign ministry spokesperson Lin Jiang called the U.S. out.
We have noted the relevant reports. Facts have repeatedly proven that the U.S. has been manipulating social media to spread false information, influencing public opinion to smear the image of other countries. This is a consistent practice by the U.S., and China is firmly opposed to it.
The DOH says the Reuters report needs to be investigated. Assistant Secretary Albert Domingo said the report should also be heard by the appropriate authorities of involved countries. Domingo noted, though, that there are published peer-reviewed studies like one from BMC Public Health which found that vaccination decisions among Filipinos are determined by their age, educational attainment, health insurance, employer requirement, high awareness of the disease, and a high level of vaccine confidence. Meanwhile, former vaccine expert panel head Dr. Nina Gloriani says she doesn't believe that there was ever a smear campaign against Sinovac.
Siguro ayokong maniwala o isipin that there could be such people doing a smear campaign like that. Kasi it was a pandemic time. Lahat halos nagwo-worry. Sino mamamatay, sino gagaling. And we were running after each manufacturer ng vaccine kung sino makakabigay sa atin. And at that time, ang China ang naunang nagbigay ng vaccine sa atin. It took a long time for the Western vaccines to come.
DOH data show that over 181 million COVID-19 vaccines were administered in the Philippines by end 2023, almost 49 million of which were Sinovac shots. Arian Columbiran, we are One News.
Well, there were a lot of skepticism naman talaga at that time about di ba? Mga
Sinovac.
vaccines.
But we are
Pero lahat actually ng vaccines.
safe naman yung Sinovac. I mean, we
safe.
had it. Sabi
yun ang
nila,
una natin.
it's weaker lang daw than the others, but we're okay.
Saka traditional vaccine
we were
yung how it
protected
was-
naman, di ba? We were protected naman.
Tignan natin kung ano yung kakahinat na ng bombshell na yan. Kasi matinding accusation din yan. But
Oo.
let's move forward kasi wala na po tayong oras para sa ating top story for today. Our top story for today is the latest collision incident in the West Philippine Sea. China reported yesterday that a Philippine resupply boat collided against their vessel, but armed forces of the Philippines called this deceptive and misleading. Here's the report.
China broke the news that another collision incident has occurred in Ayungin Shoal yesterday. The China Coast Guard said the incident happened around 6 in the morning on June 17. They said the resupply vessel of the Philippines illegally entered Ayungin Shoal, which is still part of our exclusive economic zone. China said that they warned the Philippines that they are violating the international maritime collision avoidance rules. But they claimed that our vessel ignored this and deliberately approached their ship, resulting in collision. The armed forces of the Philippines refused to discuss the operational details on the vessel's humanitarian rotation and resupply mission at the Ayungin Shoal. AFP said they will not dignify China's recent deceptive and misleading claims. They pointed out the bigger issue in the story, China's illegal presence in our EEZ. The incident happened days after the implementation of China's no trespassing rule in the South China Sea. Maritime security expert Ray Powell warned that the Philippines will struggle in negotiating with China if the bigger country arrested supposedly trespassing Filipinos.
That could easily turn into a hostage diplomacy kind of situation where you can imagine there would be a lot of pressure, domestic pressure on the government to get your person back for understandable reasons. And China could try to use that as an opportunity to put additional pressure on the government to make other concessions in other areas.
Yun, so far wala
Yes.
pang hindi pa natin nakakausap ang AFP, but of course yun nga sabi nila ito ay deceptive and misleading dahil nga sabi
Di ba
natin
they released their own version of a video or CCTV?
Oo, kasi ito, nangyari itong collision na to between the Chinese Coast Guard and the Roque mission ng PCG at saka ng AFP the other day lamang. So, ito yung amid nga nitong sinasabi natin na policy ng China,
Yeah.
yung mag-a-arrest sila ng
Trespass,
foreign
supposed
Oo.
trespass.
Pero sinasabi nga natin dito, ang ating, kumbaga, ang ating side always is, hindi tayo trespassers because
Atin yan
that's our territory, that's our within our exclusive economic zone.
Pero dahil sa mga itong pinapalabas sa China na info na binangga daw natin sila, gusto ko tuloy i-revisit yung yung claim nila, yung renam daw sila ng Vietnamese boat. 'Di ba? Magka-issue before na Vietnamese boat rammed a Chinese vessel. Baka naman is this another propaganda? Gawain ba talaga nila ito? Oo.
So
We have
ang
to revisit everything.
National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea ay nag-issue nga ng kanilang statement, yung NSC, na sinasabi nila na itong routine and resupply mission ng BRP sa Ayungin Shoal ay disrupted by the illegal and aggressive actions of Chinese maritime
Ayan,
forces.
malinaw. Yan ang galing sa AFP. Ay, nako.
Okay.
Anyway,
Ano?
well, congratulations po sa mga fans ng
Nanalo
Boston
na,
Celtics.
oo.
Hindi pa
106-88.
wala na yan kasi last 20 seconds sinab out na lahat ng mga stars, nag-hug-hug na sila Luka Doncic and si Kyrie Irving sa former team niya. So Boston again retains the championship back from 2008. Congrats again to the Boston Celtics and all their fans. And condolences sa lahat po ng mga fans ng Dallas Mavericks. Better luck next time.
Oh, sa susunod naman, iba naman. Kay Ate Nizel at saka kay Maricel Tino.
Yes.
Felix, hello. At saka kay
Hello po sa
Gary
inyo. Oy, thank you for joining us again. And of course, with that, I'd like to leave you with a quote. Pasensya na po, hindi ko na ilagay sa screen.
had one job.
One job that I failed to do, but here goes the quote. Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen. Wait, di ko makita.
Brenny Brown.
Brenny Brown. Yan. And that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela Lagunsad Castro.
And I'm Angelo Castro III.
We are One News, all sides, all the time. Ay.